I love the idea of new beginnings. That something can start from something so small. There's an unspoken silence in a lot of companies for Christians. We're not really sure what are we allowed to say and what we're not. We don't want to be offensive. We don't want to get fired. We don't want to say something in a way that makes the faith look bad. I think it's so interesting that God's moving with his people in corporate America because it's quiet there. My name's Josh Van Ginkel. I work in the healthcare space at United Healthcare and Optum. The thrill of the work was becoming too much of my identity. Getting addicted to that is not a healthy place to be long term, and I'd been on the adrenaline rush for quite a few years. I felt God call me. Like, could you give me a little bit of your workday? I had no idea what to do. So I downloaded an app and I would listen to a prayer app and I would just try it. The same week I decided to start meeting with God at work, I met a guy at church at the men's retreat. We started talking about what would it look like for business guys to follow Jesus, to get into the Bible. And so my first small step was searching the intranet at my office. So I actually typed Jesus into the search bar and a couple of groups came up. And so I joined those groups and I found out there were hundreds of Christians at my company. And so I started networking with those people and found it to be a really meaningful way to be at work. At one point I had an idea for a virtual prayer group to meet around lunchtime. So I reached out to the administrator of the biggest site and I said, what would you think about doing a prayer time? And he said, absolutely, let's go. The first week, 85 people showed up. We were not prepared, but we prayed and we took prayer requests. 15 or 20 prayer requests came in, and then we opened the mic and let other people pray. On the very first call, nobody wanted to leave because you could feel God's presence there. And so I sent out a weekly calendar invite, and the next week, I think about 100 people showed up. Folks are coming from all kinds of places. So some have just received a cancer diagnosis. Some have just lost a child. Some are experiencing challenges in their family. We might be the only Christian somebody ever meets in their life. We might be there when somebody's going through the most stressful situation they've ever had. We can be there for people. We're in a unique position to be there for people. My calling is to represent Jesus where I go, to explain him to people, to pray for people, to minister to people who are hurting. It doesn't matter if I work at a church or work in a giant building downtown. This is something God was already doing and that I got to be a part of because I took a step. It's been amazing to be a part of. My sense of belonging and my sense of purpose skyrocketed. I think it's important for people to know they can make a difference where they are. All you have to do is care about people and spend time with God. It might be tough for you to go back to work after spending time with family, after having some time off. But what if you could find meaning there? What if there was meaning sitting there the whole time and you never saw it because you never asked? People are suffering. People are stressed. People are lonely. People need Jesus. And so if not us, who?